Friends, today we are going to take you on a journey to the country that is not only the most populated in the world, but also one of the oldest civilizations in history. A country where traditions stretch back thousands of years, yet modern skyscrapers and technology hubs stand tall beside ancient temples and palaces. Yes, we are talking about India, officially known as the Republic of India. India is a country of contrasts where poverty exists alongside enormous wealth, where devotion meets division, and where spirituality is as important as survival. In today's video, we will explore India's long history, its political realities, its cultural heritage, and what life is like in this vast nation. We will also discover how India compares with its neighboring countries, what makes it attractive to travelers, and how its challenges often overshadow its achievements. So let's begin this journey through one of the most fascinating countries on Earth. India's population today stands at around 1.46 billion, making it the most populous country in the world, surpassing China. Yet despite this huge population, the average annual income is only about $2,878 per person, which shows how unevenly wealth is distributed. Friends, imagine, India is the fifth largest economy in the world in terms of GDP size. Yet the majority of its people still struggle for basic necessities. About 13 crore people live below the poverty line, surviving on less than $2 per day. Even though India promotes itself as an economic powerhouse, the reality on the streets tells another story. But before we dive into modern India, let's go back thousands of years. India's history is one of the richest and longest in the world. The earliest civilization of this land is the Indus Valley Civilization, with Mohenjo-daro and Harappa as its most famous sites. Later came the Maurya Empire, the Gupta Empire, the Delhi Sultanate, and then the Mughal Empire, which gave India some of its most iconic landmarks, including the Taj Mahal. The Mughal rulers brought with them not only architecture, but also advancements in art, music, and culture that continue to influence India today. Then came the era of British colonization. For nearly 200 years, the British ruled over the Indian subcontinent, exploiting its resources and dividing its people along religious and ethnic lines. Finally, in 1947, after a long independence movement led by figures like Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru, India became independent. But with independence also came partition, and Pakistan was created as a homeland for Muslims. Friends, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah had warned Muslims at that time who opposed Pakistan and chose to remain in India. He said those Muslims would spend their whole lives trying to prove their loyalty to India. And today his statement has turned out to be 100% true. More than 200 million Muslims live in India today, making them the second largest religious group. Yet despite being such a large community, Muslims face discrimination, violence, and restrictions on their religious practices. Organizations like RSS, Bajrang Dal, and Gau Rakshaks openly target Muslims, while the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, often turns a blind eye. In fact, Modi himself is known as the Butcher of Gujarat because of his alleged role in the 2002 Gujarat riots, where thousands of Muslims were killed after being falsely blamed for a train fire. That dark chapter in India's history still haunts many, yet similar incidents continue even today. But India is not only about politics and conflict, it is also about culture, heritage, and tourism. Tourists from around the world come to see its historical wonders and natural beauty. According to recent reports, nearly 20 million international tourists visit India every year. The capital city, New Delhi, is usually the first stop. It is a city of contrasts, modern government buildings and wide boulevards in New Delhi, and narrow, chaotic streets filled with history in Old Delhi. Here, travelers can visit the Red Fort, a UNESCO World Heritage Site built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. They can stand in front of India Gate, pay respects at Raj Ghat, where Mahatma Gandhi was cremated, or marvel at the beautiful Lotus Temple. Old Delhi is famous for the Jama Masjid, one of the largest mosques in India, and the shrine of Nizamuddin Auliya, a revered Sufi saint whose dargah attracts people from all faiths. Friends, despite its economic challenges, India is home to some of the most remarkable historical landmarks. One cannot talk about India without mentioning the Taj Mahal in Agra, one of the 7 wonders of the world. Built by Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal, the Taj is a masterpiece of Mughal architecture and a symbol of eternal love. Another city worth visiting is Jaipur, known as the Pink City, with attractions like Hawa Mahal, Amer Fort, and Jantar Mantar, an astronomical observatory included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. Goa, with its Portuguese heritage, beaches, and churches, is a favorite among both domestic and international tourists. Meanwhile, Amritsar, home to the Golden Temple, stands as the spiritual heart of Sikhism. The Golden Temple, with its shimmering gold dome surrounded by water, is one of the most peaceful and beautiful places in India. But India is not only about cities and monuments. Its geography is equally diverse. From the mighty Himalayas in the north to the deserts of Rajasthan, from the fertile plains of Punjab to the tropical backwaters of Kerala, India is a country of many landscapes. It shares borders with Pakistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. Its maritime neighbors include Sri Lanka and Maldives. Interestingly, its border with Bangladesh is the longest, stretching nearly 4,096 kilometers, while its border with Pakistan is about 3,322 kilometers long. This geographic diversity makes India a fascinating destination for travelers. However, friends, traveling in India also comes with its challenges. The country struggles with issues of cleanliness, infrastructure, and safety. Many cities are overcrowded, pollution levels are among the highest in the world, and poverty is visible at every corner. Yet, amidst all these difficulties, the resilience and hospitality of the Indian people often leave visitors impressed. Street food culture is especially famous in India. From spicy chats in Delhi to vada pav in Mumbai, from dosas in South India to biryanis in Hyderabad, Indian cuisine is as diverse as its people. Now, let us also talk about India's political and military position. India often presents itself as a rising global power, but its foreign policy is largely shaped by its rivalry with Pakistan and China. With about 1.4 million active personnel, India has one of the largest armies in the world. However, Pakistan's military is considered more battle-hardened and strategically superior, despite being smaller. This is because, as many analysts say, Pakistan's army fights with passion, with the spirit of martyrdom, and with better tactical strategies. The recent confrontations between the two countries have often shown that India's numerical advantage does not always translate into victory. Friends, another important aspect of India is its media. International organizations have repeatedly accused Indian media of spreading fake news and propaganda, especially against Muslims in Pakistan. In fact, India has even been called the world's capital of fake news. Many YouTubers and travelers who once spoke positively about Pakistan have later been forced to give anti-Pakistan statements after returning to India. Even journalists and content creators inside India face censorship and harassment if they question the government or raise uncomfortable truths. Despite these realities, India continues to attract global attention. Bollywood, its film industry, is the largest in the world in terms of films produced each year. Bollywood movies are popular not only in South Asia, but also in the Middle East, Africa, and even parts of Europe. Interestingly, many of the biggest contributions to Bollywood, from actors to directors, have come from Muslims. The same is true in science and defense. India's nuclear program, which made it a declared nuclear power in 1998, was led by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, a Muslim scientist who later became India's president. Such facts highlight the contributions of Indian Muslims to the country's progress, even while facing discrimination. Friends, India is also home to some of the most important Islamic spiritual centers. Ajmer Sharif, the shrine of Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti, is one of the most visited places by Muslims from across the world. Similarly, the legacy of Islamic scholars from Deoband and Bareilly, both towns in India, continues to influence millions of Muslims globally. These places are reminders that despite today's divisions, India's history has always been intertwined with Islam and its contributions. Yet, alongside this religious diversity, India also faces internal conflicts. Movements like Khalistan, led by Sikh groups demanding a separate state, remain active, especially in Punjab. In the northeast, the so-called Seven Sister States often feel neglected by New Delhi, and some even have separatist movements. Meanwhile, in Kashmir, one of the most militarized zones in the world, the desire for freedom remains strong despite decades of suppression. Friends, when you compare India with Pakistan, you realize something very important. India may have more soldiers, a bigger economy, and more global allies, but Pakistan has unity, spirit, and resilience. This is why many international analysts agree that Pakistan, despite its smaller size, often comes out stronger in confrontations with India. In the end, India remains a country of contradictions, ancient and modern, rich and poor, tolerant and intolerant, spiritual and violent. For travelers, it offers incredible history, culture, and natural beauty. For historians, it presents one of the most complex societies on Earth. And for political analysts, it is a country whose future will greatly impact South Asia and the world. So friends, this was our detailed journey into India, its history, its people, its struggles, and its attractions. Tell us in the comments what surprised you the most about India. For new viewers, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you never miss our future videos.